using.
And it's our head of the class. We'll introduce you to a math teacher who wants her students to remember more than just algebra. Daybreak returns right now.
Welcome back to the KTVA studios for the second half of Daybreak.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Well, heading after the break, we're going to talk about the head of class.
Yes.
How a middle school math educator does more than just teach algebra.
6:51.
6:53, 40 degrees outside, and it's time to put the shine on a very deserving local teacher who goes above and beyond with how she reaches her students.
I love it. Today we're going to take you to Mears Middle School to introduce you to our head of the class, and a big congratulations to algebra teacher known to her students as Miss Grapes. Agrippina Pasquale is known through the halls of Mears Middle School as Miss Grapes.
Can I have your attention?
Pasquale doesn't remember exactly what the name Miss Grapes means, but she acquired it from her uncle growing up in the Philippines, where she would get into teaching.
So we always want to focus on the story of X. What happened to X? One thing is we don't have our own class. Teachers don't have their own classrooms. So teachers move around. Students stay in one classroom. They get stuck in one set of classmates the entire day. And it's huge. We have about 60 to 70 students in the class. Okay, what's -9 and -6 together?
Her perspective was welcomed by colleagues in the Anchorage School District, and her algebra students have benefited as well.
You have all of these resources. You have to honor it. You have to respect it and use it. You have technology at your disposal.
Miss Grapes married her high school sweetheart and soon found herself with his family in Alaska.
I was pretty idealistic about, serving my own country, but then it's like, oh, family came first now. So family comes first, and so I moved up here, and we lived in Girdwood for the longest time, and it is really fun in there. I love it. I love the drive.
She started raising her own child while working at Alyeska Resort as a baker.
I did pretty good, I guess. I don't have any experience in the kitchen. And then eventually it's like, I'm starting to love this. And that's when I said, I have to go back to my passion, and my passion is teaching. So I worked through work on getting my certificate, and I did. And now I'm honored to be part of the Anchorage School District. A bag full of Jolly Ranchers.
She makes it kind of relatable, like the Jolly Ranchers things, it was you're in the lesson, so you can get it more.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
She finds different ways to relate to different students.
She shows us different ways, so there's always one way for kids to actually do and what they understand.
Understanding the importance of her role as a teacher, Miss Grapes delivers life lessons as well. Again, drawing from her own experience, she allows students to correct their mistakes.
I was really frustrated. I got 99 out of 100 on my test. And then I realized that my only error was I forgot to put the negative sign. But the process of realizing my error made me, learn from that mistake, and I was now more careful, But then I think it's the realization of, okay, if my students have mistakes, then I would allow them to redo them. So at least they learn from it. They go through their errors and say, oh, I didn't do this right. Why? And then they teach themselves.
With a global perspective and a passion for math, Agrippina Pasquale, or Miss Grapes, is head of the class and spreading the right message.
When you leave school, what I want you to remember from me is, if I just work hard, if I just persevere, if I just work well with others, and if I just honor authority and respect authority, I would do just fine. All right? School is a training ground.
Well said, well said. After class, we presented Miss Grapes with her certificate, and if you know of a teacher deserving of the KTVA Sylvan Learning Head of the Class Award, man, you got to get over to our website. You can nominate them via a link at ktva.com.
Wow, how cool to see all those kids so excited in math class.
Math class, excited to learn in math class. That's what Miss Grapes is doing. So we want to say congrats to her and taking some of that Filipino culture, injecting it into ASD. It's really neat.
That is awesome.
All right.
Time now is 6:57, about 40.